Greetings and salutations, universe. This is Krita, and this is Omnifactory. Oh, it's beautiful. In the last episode, we were able to create our very first Tier 7 micro miner. This thing gave us access to some fantastic resources in the form of dragon hearts, which then gave us awakened material, specifically awakened Draconium, and I might have made some more, just a little bit. And you know, I think we're ready to move forward with these quests. We need some crystal matrix heavy plating, and I may or may not have made some already. So crystal matrix plates, doodle-doo. While we wait for the doodle-doo, these are just compressed. They require, is it not these? Do these need to be compressed again? Aha! No doodle-doo on that one. Instead, we have to wait just a few moments to get these guys. We have upgraded a lot of our systems. You can see 4 of these pillars for the crafting monitors and storage, etc. They are fantastic. They are also expanded. And we have some green going on here, Enderium with our processing arrays, so that things can go just a little bit faster with some ZPM machines. Oh, it's beautiful, it's lovely, couldn't be happier, and momentarily we should be able to see our crystal matrix heavy plating with a quest reward. Yay, that's very good. So the next step is to take that and turn it into the tier 8 crystal matrix plated micro leviathan plate slayer. That's quite the name, and thankfully I've definitely set up a whole bunch of recipes so we can hit start on that. Look at all the things going into this craft. It is enormous. What is this going to give us access to? This is going to give us access to choosing between piles of neutrons, a little bit on the Gravity Star. Is that the one that requires Neutronium? It is. Nice. But what we probably will want is the Chaos Shards. These guys are going to enable us to make some crazy things, possibly even speeding up our production of Draconic Evolution stuff through Chaotic Fusion, but we're probably just going to try and accelerate towards some better crafts. Oh, look at that. Now, what would the reward be that we're after? Probably Chaos Shards. Yeah, probably. The other thing that I want to look into is I've found out that we can take Nequata dust and we can centrifuge this into enriched and Nequadria. Nequadria, we can melt it down, I believe, through a few processes, no big deal. There it is. And we can put it into a fusion reactor. It requires a lot of heat, a lot of energy to start it, but we can make neutronium that way. So, gonna look into both methodologies. This isn't quite enough Nequata dust, but I've made a ton of iridium plated microminers, so these things are definitely going to allow us to make plenty of Nequata. Let's take a look, see if we have our tier 8. Yes, indeed, there it is. Beautiful. Please and thank you. Hello. We have it in my hand. There it is. Yay! Diddle-doo! Quest complete. The tier 8 micro miner. Whew! Alright. What should we do with that bad boy? We probably want to immediately make the recipe for that. It's a lot of dilithium, a little bit of the Chaos Guardian thingamabobber. This is going to require us to use tier 7s just to launch the tier 8. It's kind of silly, in my opinion, but that is okay. We're going to toss that into our fantastic large microverse projector, and we should be able to call on some Chaos Shards. Please and thank you. Get started relatively soon. It does have to process the dilithium. Might want to have some of that passive ready, but who knows? That's alright. And the machine is on. It got to 98. We saw it for a moment, which means we should have chaos shards entering our system soon. Oh, that was getting the thing from the tier 7, right? So what was it again? This is getting kind of ridiculous. Layer of Chaos Guardian data. That's what it was trying to achieve. Now it's going from 38 all the way to... Oh, I missed it finishing, but that is okay. We now have some chaos shards. Doodle-doo? Again? Hello? Hey, there it is. Quest complete, chaos shards. Fantastic. Beautiful, lovely. Now, what would we be searching for after that? We really want to go pretty much as quickly as possible towards tier 9 and eventually tier 10 microminers, but we have to do a lot of crafting to get to that point. What would be needed to make a tier 9 right now? I think it's quite a bunch of stuff. We do have some quantum already made. I did do that between episodes, please forgive me. This stuff is quite simple. It's just made in our newly upgraded and renovated insane electric blast furnace area. Doodaloo! And we have this guy is going to be automatically making a whole bunch of these plates so that we don't have to worry about it with our ship. So taking a look at tier 9, what do we need? We need crushed rhodochrosite, a gravistar, and some neutronium. So we do need to look into making some neutronium. So maybe, just maybe, we can make our tier 3 fusion reactor right now. Let's take a quick peek at that. Oh, I see the start menu. We can. We have a whole bunch of things like making ZPM field generators. That's bonkers. And I'm guessing that's going to be another quest too. Can we make a draconic reactor core? Reactor core. Does that require anything bonkers? It needs 4 chaos shards. Ay, 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 ay. Well, might as well make it. We need it, right? Start. Hey, nice. What was the other thing we needed? We needed that red dust stuff. Now, I may or may not have prepped that as well. It just takes some redstone mixed with sulfuric acid, and we get crushed whatchamacallit stuff, right? Boom. Thank you very much. Is that another quest? It might be. Don't know. I thought I saw something involving it. No, it's not. Oh well, that's okay. So it's trying to make the core for us. It's also trying to... What did I set that to do? The fusion reactor. Fusion? What are we making? The core and the fusion reactor. I see a green light over there, which probably is the fusion reactor being made. It's pretty slow, and considering we have a ton of UV power flooding into this thing, maximum, I believe, I think this is as fast as it can go, and we might see the fusion reactor now, maybe, possibly. What are we making? ZPM emitters, and the core is probably done? Core. Aha! Draconic reactor core. We could work on making a giant battery for this thing, but I really, really, really want the creative tank. That is the ultimate goal right now. So we're working towards that as rapidly as possible. Fun with fusion, that's what we're trying to get right there, the Mark III. And then end game, we're trying to get that creative tank via a tier 10 microminer. Whew, nice. All right, do we also have the fusion? It's still not here. Oh, that is a long craft. 50 seconds at ZPM. What's taking so long? 99, and now it's done? Aha! The Mark III fusion reactor, computer, etc. thingamabobber. Crazy penultimate. Super happy to see that. Fun with fusion. What other things do we need? Mark II casings. I made a whole bunch of them. They're right there. Thankfully, we had some just casually sitting in our system. So that should be quest complete. Doodaloo! Hee plop that right down, and it should form if I built it correctly. Nope. Gotta go through the fun challenge of figuring out what did I do incorrectly, but that shouldn't be too much of a problem. Does this have the little, nope, the highlighter to tell you what you're missing? Oh, it turned out that it was totally built correctly. It just didn't change the look of the casings, and we now have an operational Mark III. Okay, so if we have that, we need something to put in it, which is going to be Americium, which we have from Fusion, and I've already melted down a reasonable amount of it, and oh, I need to make more of those. Keeping an eye on my wetware stuff, it is turning out to be quite handy. Alright, we have a little bit of Nequata, and I want to take that Nequata downstairs to this little system. Nequata is going to go from this here drawer, it's going to go into this centrifuge, and it's going to get processed, right? Where's the key? There's the key. Very good. That goes into here, where I totally forgot to put in the circuit, which is going to help control how that functions. Let's take a quick peek. We need tiny packer, that's a 1, and then the small stuff we need a packer of a 2. So, there we go. That's 1, and this guy is set to 2. Now we're going to get a little bit of Nequadria coming out, and in this one, whenever we get enriched Nequata, basically from something like that, this enriched stuff is going to go, it's going to think about going to this drawer, but it's going to end up in this centrifuge, where it gets centrifuged down again from enriched, and we're going to get a little bit of Nequadria in small form and some normal Nequata dust. So it'll go back to this location. Need to fix the Nequadria situation. Alright, I think we have all of the stuff sort of figured out. We kind of want to maybe set up an arm that grabs the proper amounts. Maybe that's the way, rather than have it auto output. But it's also slow enough that it seems to be taking care of itself. We're already seeing 3 Nequadria, and I think we need about 1,000 or so Nequadria. And that is going to allow us to turn that into Nequadria liquid, fusion it together with Americium into Neutronium. So that's one way we can get Neutronium. The other way we could do it is go for the tiny motes via the tier 8s. This gives us just a little bit. And is there another way we can do it? We can get a whole bunch of tier 9s. That seems pretty good. And that's basically it. Neat. Alright, so those are our options. Seems pretty reasonable. Neutronium, if we get the tiny piles, it looks like we have to turn it using xenon into the nuggets. The nuggets, do those just get turned into the ingots? Fantastic, beautiful. So we have options, and that is lovely. Nice. While we wait for this fantastic Nequata to process, we should probably take a quick peek at future solar endeavors. Yoink. What we have at the moment is up to tier 8. And I think that we have everything we need to make Wyvern. Now, does that recipe look correct? No, there's 4 of these, 2 of those. So, shift. I think that fixes it. Nope, that's wrong. It's these guys. Does that look correct? That looks correct. Yoink. And from Wyvern, we might even be able to jump all the way to Draconic, which is starting to have a very large amount of generation. That looks amazing. Whew! Very good. And probably the same system required for that. And how far can we go with this? We have access to chaotic shards, but we haven't made any omnium, and we also don't have that much neutronium yet. So we're gonna stop there and see if we can maybe craft a few of these. I'm very fond of our roof at the moment. I don't intend on changing this. It's green. We love green. So that's here to stay. Instead, we're just going to do our best and put this in the right spot. Like so. Yeah? Beautiful. Can we craft those? Solar. Wyvern. Craft. Start. So what's it doing? It's doing a whole bunch of stuff with dusts and TNT. You know, the beautiful thing about modded Minecraft is at some juncture, you have absolutely no idea what's going on with these recipes. All you know is you've set up the systems and it takes care of itself. That's all I know. That's the only way this thing works. All right. Do we hear some bubbles? Bubbles! There they are. Hello, bubbles. Spin, 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 spin. Whoop, 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 boing! A little bit late on that. It's not very nice noise either, the little bloing. But here's our wyverns. I don't know if there's a quest for that. Is it in progression? No. At some point we need to make that? Weird. Do we have any? We have Neutronium solar panels, that's about it. Fun with fusion. Yeah, nothing to do with the solar panels, but we will need to make them because I believe they're necessary for this bad boy. We need to have Neutronium solar panels. That's really sad that we have to just throw away solar like that. But we can at least give this a test run and see if that craft works. Looks beautiful. Fantastic. Love it. Couldn't be happier. It might take a little while. I did pause the creation of that solar panel because in the middle of it, we do use the awakened cores to make that solar panel. I don't know where that recipe went, but that's okay, right? Solar, doink, it's in this thing, right? We have 2 awakened cores to make it, and I think that that's a quest. Awakened core. How about that? Is there anything else related to that? Power storage on a massive level. We are avoiding that momentarily. We are making a beeline for the tank because I really want to save our lag issues. The overworld is kind of hurting us, and I don't want to keep building here when we're getting that much closer to fluid freedom. So, yeah, that's all there really is to it. Please go back in the system. Thank you. Back to crafting the solar panel. Draconic solar panel. That's so much energy. Whew. That's a lot of energy. And thankfully, because I paused it in the middle of that craft, we have almost everything we need to move forward to get to that solar panel. Right? So the old ones we had were making 8,000 RF per tick, FE, whatever you want to say. These ones, that's a lot. That's what almost like 20 times as much power in these solar panels. Whew. Nice. It's currently crafting the core, I believe, for the solar panel, right? Energy core. And once that is done, it'll go into our system any moment now. And one of these is going to get filled up. There it is, with our solar stuff, and our solar panel is going to come out of that. Now, we did a pretty chaotic episode here. We have a lot of unlocks and a lot of ships to go. I think that we're going to save the actual unlocking of Neutronium for the next episode, because I'd like to have everything we need sort of in place. We could really quickly just get a teensy little bit of it so that I don't feel as bad getting more of it in between episodes. So let's get a little bit of Nequadria, jump over to our furnace, toss that in there. That will come out as an ingot, very shiny, beautiful, lovely, couldn't be happier. And put that in the extractor, nom nom nom, into Nequadria. I don't think that we have that fluid ready, so Nequadria. There we go. Pull that out and into our system. And from there, we just need some tanks to get us at least a little bit started down the path towards a reasonable sum of Neutronium. We don't need a ton of it, but we need a reasonable amount. So, Americium, pull out that stuff, and the Nequadria we just made, just a teensy bit of that, and we're going to jump up here to our fluid input hatches, yoink, and activate the machine. Is it working? It is working. So the Mark III is active, and we now need to have another one for Neutronium, like so. Neutronium, beautiful, lovely. Plonk it in there, and momentarily we should be able to see just the tiniest amount of Neutronium. We only get, what, an eighth Neutronium to whatever we put in, so it's there. We have a tiny bit of it, and then in the next episode we will hopefully be able to get some ingots. Eh? Yeah, that would be fun. I'll probably try to accumulate a few more chaos shards and whatnot, because it looks like we'll definitely need them moving forward. Anyways, I wanna place that. Place and place. Oh, look at it. It's gorgeous. Oh, it's beautiful. All right, this has been Krita playing Omnifactory. I hope you've enjoyed. Bye bye.